Hey guys, it's Terminator again, and this time I'm going to cast the recording of the 3v1 I played on Viper's stream last Sunday, and yeah, let's have a look how it worked out. So I started as Inca, and our pocket was Franks, which is the best position for him, and the other flank was Portuguese. So comparing those three civs versus the Celts by Viper, I think I have probably the worst setup because whatever I'm doing, it's probably worse than what he can do. Like if you compare post-imp setting. So I knew I wanted to go for man-at-arms. I wanted to do some feudal aggression because I knew I wouldn't do any damage with a drush. He was most likely going to out-micro me and wall me out, and I would just put myself behind. And I was fearing that he would go for some feudal aggression versus me, maybe for some archers or I don't know. I was 70 rated. Our pocket was 1880 something rated. And I think bad rang was 1650ish or something. So I was in the middle of our elo scale, but yeah, I think I did what I wanted to do, which was keeping Viper busy, not letting him boom up, and yeah. I was also very nervous. I think in the gameplay video I loaded up, you can see that I didn't talk at all. That was because I was so concentrated. It was also very late for me, and yeah. Viper is finding out where we are, who's who, and seeing that our pocket is Franks, he thinks, okay, well, he should expect knights. Now, the best counter is to go for fast castle himself, so you can get some monks out. That's exactly what he's doing, so he's going to go for a drush. And I'm plopping down my barracks as well, quite early for a man-at-arms rush, but I had access to my 3D here, so I could get extra food in quite easily. And yeah, moved out, got my third militia, gold at least going, and here you see the fight. I see, okay, it's 3 militia and a wolf, so I go back, let him fight the wolf. Fortunately, he doesn't take too much damage. 15 damage total. Still better than nothing, and I still was lower. I actually lost my scout here, you can see him, because I wasn't paying attention. Too nervous, too nervous. Not used to, I don't know how many there were, like 1,200 people on the stream. Yeah. So I sent my weak militia away, and I could have maybe saved both of them if I hadn't come back with this militia. And yeah, he still. I don't know how this fight could have gone so bad for me. I have no idea. But I was facing the Viper, so I didn't even question that. I did see that he was attacking my palisade wall. I could have just continued the building and then it wouldn't have gone down that fast. But I was doing my research for men-at-arms anyways, so it wasn't too bad. I wanted to bait him into coming in here so I could trap his army with my men-at-arms, and also my pocket was sending his scouts so we could do some extra aggression. What was really nice was that we had a Portuguese flank, so we had what's it called, cartography from the beginning on. That was quite nice. Here you see that we managed to push Viper away. I go forward with a couple of villagers, trying to get some extra HP and damage in there. He's losing his not quite, but losing a lot of HP. I lose my last man-at-arms, but his militia is not doing anything. And he probably wanted to preserve his scout as much as possible to get further intel on what we're doing and how he can combat this. Viper, of course, is going for Drush Fast Castle, age building a build-up, and yeah. I had lost a lot of resources. I was pretty much out of most what I need to continue anything like production. But I had a lot of gold, so I figured, okay, let's go for archery ranges, get some extra archers out, which is pretty much the meta for Man-at-Arms Rush anyways. But usually both sides do that. And if he's Drush FC, I'm Man-at-Arms, and my Man-at-Arms got killed at my own base. So I basically only defended with 3 militia Man-at-Arms tech versus 3 militia of his. So that was a really bad trade for me. I took some bad engagements here. And I should have used those 2 Waller villagers to get some extra damage in as I could. Yeah, Santa always trash talking the Viper. They actually did a 1v1 afterwards and he got totally stomped by the Viper. But yeah, in the beginning he said he's so fucking nervous and yeah, well, loudmouth, but yeah, he was just a casual like us as well. Yeah, so the other flank going for scouts. As Portuguese, I don't really get that. He gets cheaper gold units, so I think the archer line would have been a lot better. Although I already went for archers, and some scouts in there would have been quite nice. Although he's too late for his scouts. I mean, he's massing a lot of them, but at this point, he should have already been in his wood line. Like minutes ago. At least from the normal timing. So I'm sending some extra men-at-arms. I already did the tech, so why the hell not commit? Delaying my castle time by a lot, but I figured I already have a pocket who's going fast castle, and he's Franks, he can go on knights, so why not try to keep some further aggression up? And I don't really understand what that is. I mean, he's feudal and he can clearly see that. So I'm doing some harass on his woodline. Viper's fighting back here. I'm idling his woodline as much as I can. I'm starting to float a lot of wood, and I have some idols as well. And now he's up to castle. Standard Drush FC, nothing special. Viper sees these back resources. He really needs to focus his main stone and his main gold in one spot with his wood line, because I was in this wood line. So he really needed to get some TCs up here. Going for some extra spears for good measure versus the scouts he already encountered and lost some villagers to. Yeah. I could have maybe focused on one villager, but I don't think I could have done a lot more. So I went for 2 extra men-at-arms, and then I saw this, so I went for 5 men-at-arms total, which is quite strong if you have 5 and not only 2, with one weak one in there as well. But yeah. I get scared, so I actually wall this up, because I think he might go for some crossbows. And I didn't see any other military production sites on this side, so I thought as long as I can provide him from taking those resources, that's not too bad. I see that he has a woodline over here, but I was in no position. I could have run it up here, but that was the side the other flank should have gone to anyways. Going for a lot of scouts. And now Viper is getting out his siege to deal with the feudal age army of mine and the other flank. Our pocket isn't even booming. He's 1 TC aggression with knights. Although I think he could go 2 stable knights with Franks. Free bloodlines. Should have been a possibility. already got so many upgrades, but only one knight out on the field. I think that's a mistake. Viper once said that he usually prioritizes if he can the eco upgrades before the attack upgrades, at least in 1v1s. And I kind of am of the same opinion, not because Viper says it, but because I like the strategy choice behind it. Viper plopping down as a third town center now here. Yep. And yeah, I'm up to castle finally, putting down a lot of farms. My floating wood I sold. I don't think I needed to sell, but I had a lot of food. I knew I would go 1 TC castle age to imperial, and I knew I wanted to go for some eagle warriors versus the siege he was mustering, and also it would counter the obvious counter to our pockets knights, which was monks. I'm not sure whether I've seen the monastery yet. No, I have not seen the monastery yet, but it just seemed logical, so I thought eagles would probably be the best call versus siege and monks. And yeah, killing one villager at minute 22, first blood. I've already killed a lot more. Whatever. I have a lot of gold income, with which I'm quite happy. I have a lot of food income, with which I'm quite happy. I have not really a lot of wood income. So that's going to provide some difficulties, as I want to actually get a forward siege workshop, get some mangonels out, getting down a second barracks because of my high gold income. I wanted to get the eagle upgrades as fast as possible. And you see here the monk defense quite strong. I don't know. Oh, probably Viper thought this was not closed, so he didn't know he could trap them in there. So now I'm finally in Castle Age. You see that we're kind of running in one at a time, trying to keep him busy, don't give him any ground to spread out. And yeah, I'm getting my upgrades, crossbows, bodkin, and where are my eagles? Already eagle warriors with +1. And he sees them, and he's immediately like, whoops, he doesn't want to engage my crossbows here. And that's probably the right call to make. And yeah, versus the monks, of course the eagles don't get converted as fast. I think in HD there's also now the change, at least in the expansions, that the randomness of the counter has been reduced, and the time it takes until the conversion comes in has been extended. So now it takes longer to initiate the RNG, but the RNG is less random. Viper going for a defensive castle in the middle of his base. In the end, he said he should have put that down more forward to protect some extra resources, but I was here. He could have, I don't think he could have pushed out here. I was blocking this hill because I liked it. It was a good point to start an offensive in his main eco region, because I could just, in Imperial, I could just put down a castle here and trebs here and harass this side. I went for a castle age aggression because I knew he wanted to go for a fast Imperial style with as little effort as possible. He went forward with his villagers to actually create a castle here, but he saw my army here and he was like, nope, that's not going to work out. My manuals trade are of course the worst. I did actually click to attack, but I clicked to move away again, and then it did not attack because it didn't have enough time to attack. So that was yeah, definitely mismicroed by me. Yeah. So Viper trying to get some conversions. He only gets one. And already have +2 and +1. Doing some eco harassment, killing some villagers. You see knights, garrison TCs. So I think we're doing a good job overall, keeping his eco idle. And yeah, now I'm pushing out with mangonels. Getting some villagers. Trying to save my mangonel from the knight. That's why I have my crossbows for. And yeah. Now I start thinking about adding a monastery, because I didn't know it was actually a converted knight and not one of his own. I didn't check the upgrades. If I checked the upgrades I would have known it was converted, because cults don't get bloodlines. But yeah, I was scared, so I put down a monastery here. And yeah, getting my last couple of buildings I need to click up to Imperial. And yes, I'm up to Imperial now. I think for my feudal age aggression, if you want to call it that way, and my castle age push, it was decent. It could have been a lot better, could have been a lot worse. Portuguese now going for a good army composition for the Portuguese, consisting of crossbows. He could have gone for knights as well. I mean, he already went for scouts, but he could have just gone for knights as well. Viper didn't go too much into monks, and I had a straight counter to his monks. So I think the better choice would have been to for him to go for knights. Portuguese get, I think, bloodlines as well, so that's quite strong. Yeah, our pocket is somewhat booming up now in Imperial. I don't understand this TC position, I have to say. And I definitely don't understand this TC position. Like, what the fuck, that's my gold. And even though I'm on the front, yeah. I'm trying to get a second siege workshop out so I can get some rams out to push in, because mangonels apply pressure and rams close out the game. I felt like we could close out the game rather soon, seeing that all our scores are not too far apart, and the good raiding by the Frankish Cavalier. Missing the plate barding though. And yeah. Except for the Drush, which did not do any eco damage to me, besides that I lost a lot of troops. Viper didn't do any aggression on any of our bases. And I feel like at least the pocket he should have done something about. Of course, cults are not the best civ to do that, and now he's actually going for that castle, totally greedy. But that's like his last resort. If that doesn't work out, he's not really going to make it work anyways. Already got rams out here as well. Now he actually got the +4. Okay, good stuff. The jukes are real. Not anymore. Well, rip. Okay, so I built a second TC in Imp to get some extra eco, because I figured I don't have enough villagers to support this. Didn't have enough food to make siege rams, didn't have enough gold to get more eagles out or anything else than some arbs. And getting bracer, I don't know whether I got, no, I could not afford my upgrades. I mean, it was for a 1TC push. I think arbs and rams are probably the only thing you can afford. If you're mixing in eagles, it's going to get hard. So now we're pushing in Where I'm pushing with rams, some box formation, well, and organ guns. Moving in from this side. Viper's back eco, totally harassed. I think for the next game he should probably wall a little bit more, at least against players of our rating. And yeah, I don't understand this. I mean, he's plopping down a TC where there's my secondary stone, my secondary gold, and he's neither taking the wood nor the gold nor the stone and plops on farms. He could have done that in his own base, and that's already his 5th TC. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, his 5th TC. Whatever. I mean, he did not have the eco for 5 TCs. At least he did not at all have the pop he should have had if he's on that many TCs. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, and Viper calls it exactly as I pause the game. Okay, why is it bugged? No. RIP. Okay, so in the gameplay video, you can see the achievement screen. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed my commentary, and I'll be back soon.